Hi, Jordan and everybody. Let us start with few minutes of Quran, then we'll continue this lovely meeting. Okay, Jordan, I'm going to, I don't know, I mean, I can introduce myself, but really, I don't feel doing so. All right? God bless me to write so much. And you just go to the Allah.com, Muhammad.com and see. I hate talking about myself, okay? But I'm going to cut in the chase and give you few remarks or notes or footnotes or advice, all right? The verses we read, Minshawi read, he's far better than me in reading, though I wrote recitation rules. I used to teach kids that. An adult. I used to teach in Regent Park Mosque to recitation of Quran. But Minshawi and Abdul Basit, wow. Hijab, myself, we are like small rabbits. They are the lions. Okay, let me tell you, the verses was Moses challenging Pharaoh, and Allah told him exactly what to do, and he did it, and you know the rest of it. So my question to you, if today you, me, all the Christian on earth, we're in the time of Moses, after he went against Pharaoh and the people of magic, when they saw the sign, they prostrated themselves. Moses said, I'm going to cut you in parts, legs, arms, and so forth, hang you on the tree trunks. They said, we don't care. We are lucky to know our Lord now and to believe. At that time, there is no Jesus. There is no body, human being or anything with to associate it. There is no Trinity, okay? Right? I mean, only one God, the Creator, and that one is not mathematic, by the way. One here means unique. Like when you tell your wife, you are the one I love, I lived all my life with you, you don't mean one mathematic, because four are better mathematic, right, than one, greater. So Allah, when He's one, is not mathematic. He created the math and He doesn't use it to describe Himself. As a matter of fact, the best belief when you believe in Allah before He created anything, because all this creation becomes a kind of obstacle to you. Kind of we're supposed to ride a boat to cross the river. Halfway we like it, we see the fish, we enjoy our time, we forget about crossing. So we get kind of admiring the mean and forget about the target. So of course, Islam for Muslim, it is straightforward, same exact like Moses, okay? All the contamination they could get to us from two parts or group of, two pockets, let's call it pockets. One pocket says Greek philosophy, which they were genius in phrasing and they themselves admit, like Socrates talking in divinity metaphysics, like crossing the ocean on a piece of wood, right? Doesn't work. I mean, so Allah didn't send them a prophet. So you have the Greek philosophy, and it was used to attack Christianity, and the Christian in the Middle Ages, medieval, they couldn't answer. Now, the other problem that Jesus' book was lost, and his fourth brothers and sisters used to pray to Allah with Jesus, and James continued doing that. But 6 years after Jesus, everything changed, especially Paul changed it. And you get for anonymous, give me a break, we don't believe in anonymous business here in divinity. 6 years after came with contradiction, even when there's some truth like, O Israel, children of Israel, God, our Lord is one, they don't accept it. Pork, they don't accept not to eat it, and you name it, okay? Because Christianity really, it is like a circus or like lifestyle, not nothing in concrete. This is the reason you have a lot of division in Aqidah, in the faith, in the creed, okay? And you can tell how many denominations you have, and Catholic, Orthodox, and so forth. But let me tell you one thing before I continue. I'm not going to keep it long. A human, as Dr. Abhalim Mahmoud studied in Sorbonne and was professor of Arabic language. Then he became the Sheikh of Azhar, and he wrote a lot of bios of spiritual leaders in Islam across the centuries. He really did very nice work, and he associated with a Sufi order called Modern Shazli. And there is René Genoud in France took over, and a lot of, was great philosopher. If you are good in languages, he used to write in like 14 languages or 12 languages or something. He's very well respected, known in France, in the academia, René Genoud. And his son is in Egypt, have the original library of his father. So just to cut it short, people, Dr. Abhalim Mahmoud said, people are one of three. Either spiritual, his heart move him, and this is what make Catholic and make Sufi in Islam. Then you have the people who follow the text, okay? Text, show it to me, prove it to me, it is in the book, I follow it, I don't care. Then you have the one who uses his brain, which is the like kind of Protestant, okay? So these are the three nature. The Quran addressed three of them, okay? Christianity split into three, couldn't handle it in one doctrine. I cannot tell about you, you have to talk to speak about yourself, but if you follow the books, the Quran was revealed at 23 years, average 2-3 verses a day, everybody knows about it, okay? So, and the original copies having the stamp of the Prophet and so forth, for every page. Everybody memorize it, you name it. So this is a book for you. If you are more into spiritual, I give you Imam Ghazali. I mean, you cannot beat him. This is guy, he's called the proof of Islam. He's number one. And this is the reason I think you are in the journey from doubt to certainty, and Ghazali passed through this. Another guy called Mustafa Mahmoud, he was considered atheistic and atheist, and he wrote a lot of books. Then he reversed the course, but everything in Arabic, of course. But Ghazali, you are lucky you have a lot in English, all right? So what I'm trying to say, if you are philosophy, Ghazali is your man, because he's the one who destroyed the metaphysics failure of Greek philosophy. He left the other one, and the Christian and medievals, they use his literature to defend Christianity. Like you said, were our lies, right? So you are reading the wrong translation of the Quran, okay? Like most copies of Quran, they say abd, worshipper of Allah, they translate servant and slave. So no way you are going to get the right meaning. And people you are debating using this too, they don't know the right English translation. Anna and myself did a good one. You can download it from Allah.com. As a matter of fact, you can download a RAR having 300 books. A lot of them reference, including a lot of Ghazali work. But just to cut it short, if you like to chat privately with me, you are welcomed. Okay? If you have condition has to be openly, fine too. I prefer to be private, but I'm open for anything, okay? In the meantime, you need to read the Spiritual Roadmap by Ghazali. We translated it, okay? You want to go to ghazali.org. Let me explain to you. I am considered like a rabbit. Everybody you talk to, Brother Hijab, anybody, all people in Harvard and Oxford, all of them like rabbits in a big zoo. I'm trying, but I'm kind of a smart little rabbit, you know, because I'm friend of the big 500 gorilla and the lion and elephants. So the big guys, I'm kind of friendly with them, okay? So I'm leading you to these big guys in the zoo. Don't waste your time with the small rabbits. They will take you nowhere, okay? There are some people in North Africa and like in Tunisia and Algeria and things was very spiritual, and a lot of people followed them in the West, but I don't want to open a lot of doors for you. But at the moment, just focus on Ghazali and Razi. Ghazali wrote this Incoherence of Philosophers. It is a book which I don't know, the guy who read it has to be very advanced in philosophy to understand it. So after that, you need Fakhruddin al-Razi, okay? But we are having a Spiritual Roadmap by Ghazali. He has a beautiful book to describe his journey from doubt that anything exists. And Ghazali, you will love him because he go look at the Buddha people. You know, Buddha is considered a wise man, not a prophet or God or anything. One out of the title, Buddha is a title for 8 great wise men. So Ghazali goes and drop his clothes and go wear like them, eat like them, and surrender completely and hang a few years, see if he can get spiritual salvation, you know. No, get next, get next. And he will describe to you in details all this. Also, not in a hurry. It takes like 20 years to do this and do that. So I see you are in a hurry, you want to know everything, and you are meeting rabbits. I recommend that you make a spiritual seclusion, don't share it with anybody, and don't chat and talk about it, because you get confused yourself, because you keep repeating, you are smart, and people tell you something, you jump on it, you as a given, kind of trusting what they are saying. But there is a lot of contamination of what they are saying, because you're still dealing with rabbits. A rabbit making himself a lion, or acting he's an elephant, what he's not. So I want you to go in the zoo to the elephant, to the bear, 500 pounds. If it's less than 500 pounds, forget it, it's not going to work. Ghazali described the principles like 50 principles. We have this translated, okay, and we have it maybe several times. He has encyclopedia of reviving the religion. And from Bristol, my wife, she fascinating by Ghazali, she loved him. And she went over it and took an English Pakistani one from a lovely man who did his best, because India and Pakistan, they are having like what they call Victorian English, very old. So she made it in contemporary, nice work. So some of it will interest you, okay? Then the article of faith of Islam, which you never read. So you are jumping, somebody jumping, giving you some verses, or you are coming with some stuff, in scientific research, you should be data neutral, you drop what you have and come and tell me what I have. I give it to you, then you take it and chew it, like the sheep, put everything and take it back to chew it, see which one is going to digest. So what happened, I see you are breaking the academic principle of research with all this chatting here. A guy call you, are you prophet? If somebody call me asking me this question, I tell him, thank you very much, I love you, and I have to stop here. I cannot talk to you. Because the guy already throwing, excuse my French, a lot of shit, he's contaminating my path to the truth. Plus, you want to go to the mountain, you want to get this princess, the most beautiful girl to marry. I mean, so you should be focused on her. This is the reason I told you, if we were in the time of Moses, we will not have all these problems. The problem came from the confusion happened about divinity in early Christianity. And when the Dead Scrolls and different material came, they never corrected, they just playing games, okay? Calling Christianity style, and everything goes. So what happened, the confusion there, and the Greek philosophy, and not people comprehending what Ghazali did, making all this confusion. So I get rid of both and I just go to Moses. I tell you what is good for the goose, good for the gander. Is Moses good for you? It's good for me. I swear, if I was in time of Moses, I will follow him immediately. Okay? So if I bypass Jesus, but I love him a lot and believe in him as a prophet, and go to Muhammad, you will find the same thing, not much different. Okay? And we believe in everything given to Jesus, original, but it's gone, it's not there. We have anonymous people doing a lot of things, including immorality in the Bibles, in the 4 Bibles. And they were not called Bible for 150 years by French churches up to Jerusalem. So we have a book called Love, Mary and Jesus by Anne and Ahmad did it, and what's his name, Naik, Dr. Naik. So you just go over some of these. If you want to chat with me, by all means, I will give you more details of the same, because the guidance comes only from Allah, okay? It doesn't come from people or a book or anything. I'm going to just go and try to open for you this book about Jesus, because something, maybe you read it to clean this little, here it is, Love, Mary and Jesus. You click on that. By the way, Muhammad Ali description of God is fantastic. He say God has no, they ask him, do you have a bodyguard? It's really fantastic.
Do you have a bodyguard? Do you have... You don't?
I have one bodyguard. He has no eyes, though he sees. He has no ears, though he hears. He remembers everything with the aid of mind and memory. When he wishes to create a thing, he just orders it to be and it comes into existence. But this order is not conveyed in words, which takes a tongue upon like, or a sound carries ears. He hears the secrets of those on the quiet thoughts. He stops those who's that? That's God. He's my bodyguard. He's your bodyguard. He's the supreme.
So what it is, this is Love, Mary and Jesus, okay? Let me tell you something about this. A lot of Christians now say, I just accept Jesus, I'm son of Jesus or son of God, and this is the end of it. Then they do whatever hell they want to do. Short law on what you call, on worshipping, on understanding anything, and they will not accept dialogue or anything. For your own information, there are 12 principles of faith in Islam, and they are the same exactly in Christianity and the Bibles, but they don't focus on it at all. Okay? And here is a verse in the Mark which they refuse it. They don't want to accept it. We accept that. Okay? So there is a verse in Quran, by the way. Allah said to Prophet Muhammad to say, if the merciful Allah having a son, I am the first one to worship him. I mean, we don't have a problem to worship Jesus if he is son of God, but he is not. And Allah said he is not. Okay? So what it is, you have 12 pillars. Here it is, see, 12 pillars in the Bible. And they are the same in Islam. This is the reason I don't like the way you are going around to find out what is what. Okay? There are 44 points, some of it immoral, need to be straightened in this so-called Bible. We know they are not Bible, they are like memoir. The original Bible called Injil and is lost. Okay? So if you go to this document, download it, which we call it Love, Mary and Jesus by Ann, Tidat and Zakir. Okay? And you will see all the points between, like kind of gap analyze between them without any emotion or any, any problem or any bad language or anything. It's straightforward for the truth. A lot of people in divinity, okay, a lot of people in divinity schools, some of them even embrace Islam quietly, secretly. They don't come like macho man, powerful, strong, and say, here it is, let us rap this. And even the Bible, when they audited it and make a good copy of it, sooner they backed up from it. They couldn't meet the masses because of the business and the money and all this stuff. And there is a tapes about this, you can hear it. So anyhow, I don't want to keep long this area. I just want to show you, that this document is good for you, gap analyze between Muslim and Christian. And we relied on Ahmad, Didat and Zakir. Both of them are great in text-oriented critique. For me, I go more than with a common sense. This is the reason I started saying, let's go to Moses. Let's imagine you were in the time of Moses and I am in the time of Moses. No way after we followed Moses, Jesus come, we don't accept him. We accept him, we pray with him, the years he lived. Then suddenly people will start saying he's son of God. We say, hey, screw you. What the hell you are doing? Where is your proof? Then they say, let us water down about James. It's not like acceptable because he cannot come brother of God, he's bad man, right? He can do that. So, we just water it down. We don't go for him. Then after that, Prophet Muhammad comes and say, oh, he's exactly like Moses. There is no different. Same holiness and books speaking the same, all right? So this is all what I want to say, really. And I really respect everything you're doing. I really appreciate your sincerity. But I would look at you, you are like making it hard on yourself by focusing only in psychology and not going to the 5-pound gorillas and trapped by small rabbits who are maybe polite and nice, you know, and you will go nowhere, and later you will come to maybe wrong conclusion. But if you go find Razi, oh my God, Razi, the guy in Holland, he read Razi when he was the enemy of Islam, trying to ban Islam from Europe, head of a party, and he read his Razi in the middle of it. He wants to write a book to kill Muslims by it. He said he better make a good reference, you know. So he went after Razi. Said, oh my God, he became Muslim, and now he's doing like virtual reality, teaching kids what's Islam. Call him, contact him, but don't let anybody, even if they tell you, you know, in the University of Chicago there's Fazlur Rahman, great man. Yes, have a good session with him, suck whatever he has and move on. But he's not Ghazali, he's not Razi, okay? There are, let me put it this way, don't get your knowledge from anybody alive. Get it from the dead person better. Otherwise you'll get maneuvering. You go London, you eat shabati and eat biryani, and you have all this lovely, you get shaken and you love the people, emotion, and even if you become Muslim like them, I really will not respect you, because you should be like a president who revive all Muslim in the West if you become a Muslim. But if you want to be Pakistani, will come. Don't call me, you know, then I just forgot about you. I will quote one thing if you don't mind. This is very funny. We have orphanage here, and we have a girl, 5 years old girl. She turned to the manager of the orphan, telling her, "You are useless." Oh my God! She's speaking in Indonesian, Javanese, which is like old-fashioned. And the whole village, how this girl find this word? So here it is, I'm quoting her to you. If you go become a Muslim like everybody else around you, okay, you will be useless. And I will just feel very bad. So you make your own seclusion, you start thinking in it quietly. Don't just go to all rabbits, go to the big guys, okay? You can ask only advice. Don't get into the conversation of the guy tell you are a prophet. No, maybe not, maybe yes, man. Don't worry about all this. This is no good. You focus on the spiritual roadmap, the top stuff, and Allah bless you. This is under 30 minutes, so I hope it is okay. Assalamu alaikum. Bye-bye.